The stars were dying, one by one. From the command deck of Atlas Station, Admiral Rhea Salas watched the void swallow light across the tactical display. Frontier outposts, bright blue signatures marking human presence, blinked out in silence. No distress calls. No debris signals. Just absence. Sector 12 gone. Lieutenant Aaron reported, voice hollow. 13 gone. 14 just vanished. The deck fell quiet. The hum of consoles, the soft churn of engines, all muted beneath a thick, suffocating dread. Rhea straightened, her reflection a cold outline in the hollow's shifting blue. Confirm jump signatures, she ordered. Could be sensor disruption. No signatures, Aaron replied. They're not cloaked, Admiral. They're gone. For a heartbeat, Rhea said nothing. Outside the viewport, Hespera 9 glimmered beneath a blood-red sun, its oceans calm and naive. She'd spent her life preparing for a war like this, and praying it would never come. Raise the outer fleet, she said. Signal all defense stations. I want everything above low orbit armed and crewed. Commander Malik Ivers stepped beside her, tension carved deep into his jaw. We've lost entire systems, Admiral. If the Dominion's really moving this fast. They are, she interrupted. And if they've learned to bypass fold delay, every minute we wait costs us a world. Malik hesitated, then nodded. Orders to Fleet Command? Rhea gave a humorless smile. Fleet Command will debate protocol until Earth itself burns. We act now. Minutes later, the war alarm blared through Atlas Station. Crews sprinted through silver corridors, boots echoing against steel. Mechs clanged across docking bays. Fighters ignited, spilling blue plasma trails into the dark. The entire station, largest human construct beyond Sol, stirred awake like a sleeping god. Rhea strode across the bridge as officers relayed frantic data streams. Patch me to the fleet, she commanded. A moment later, her image projected into every Terran warship in Hespera orbit, destroyers, carriers, frigates, and the hulking Titan-class Resolute, her flagship. This is Admiral Salas, she began, voice calm, steady, unforgiving. You've seen the frontier go dark. You've heard the silence. The Dominion is here. The Galactic Compact will not come. They never do. We stand alone, again. Her gaze cut across the deck, locking with faces weary but burning. But this time, we are not the same frightened species they once called primitives. This time, we strike first. No cheering followed, only the sharp, deliberate movement of soldiers returning to stations. That silence was worth more than applause. In the Resolute's core hangar, engineers swarmed over its gleaming hull, reconnecting energy conduits, rebooting dormant systems. The ship's heart, a massive fold-core reactor, thrummed to life with a deep, resonant pulse. Malik watched from the deck above. You're really betting everything on Resolute? He asked as Rhea joined him. I'm betting on the crew inside it, she replied. You think 100 ships can stop 1,000? Rhea's eyes stayed on the glowing engine below. We don't need to stop them. We need to make them hesitate. That's all the time we'll get. He frowned. And if they don't? Then we show them what happens when humanity stops playing by alien rules. 3 hours later, the Dominion arrived. The first detection came not from sensors but from absence. A band of empty space appeared on radar, stretching across millions of kilometers, like a wound in the fabric of reality. Then light bent, and the void filled with crystalline forms. Thousands of Xyler ships slid into normal space, fractal hulls glinting like shards of shattered glass. No visible propulsion, no heat signatures, only cold geometry and lethal beauty. On the command deck, Malik whispered, They're singing. Low vibrations rolled through the comms. A harmonic pulse, subsonic, rhythmic, mathematical. The Dominion didn't speak. They resonated. Rhea listened, face expressionless. Translate. Aaron worked the console, eyes wide. It's not language. It's signal alignment. They're syncing, every ship, every thought. The realization hit her like ice. Hive coordination. Aaron nodded, pale. Yes, Admiral. Perfect unity. Rhea leaned forward. Then we break the harmony. Orders swept through the fleet. Shields shimmered into place. Magnetic rails loaded tungsten slugs. Plasma lances charged. The Resolute's hangars opened, launching squadrons into the dark. Formation Delta, Rhea commanded. Hold steady until my mark. The enemy line approached, formation precise and unbroken, their leading ships glowing with internal light. No communication. No demands. No prelude. Malik muttered. No negotiation? Nothing to negotiate. Then the Xyler fired. Beams of condensed energy lanced across the void, vaporizing a Terran destroyer in a single strike. The explosion painted the black in 1,000 burning fragments. Alarms screamed across the Resolute. Shields at 87%, someone shouted. Rhea didn't flinch. Target forward spears, return fire. Every Terran gun roared in unison. The void lit up with fire and fury. Missiles streaked through the silence, detonating amid crystalline hulls. Shockwaves rippled through space, fragments spiraling like cosmic dust. 2 confirmed kills, Malik reported. No, make that 3. A spark of hope flickered, brief but sharp. Rhea seized it. Keep pressure. Make them adapt too fast. But the Xyler adapted faster than expected. Their ships realigned instantly, reconstructing shattered hulls by absorbing stray debris. Beams converged on the fleet center, cutting through human formations with surgical precision. Admiral, they're surrounding us. Rhea's voice cut through chaos. All ships scatter. Independent vectors, break their formation logic. Terran ships peeled away from standard patterns, diving in every direction. The neat grid of war became a storm. Human pilots, unpredictable and defiant, carved chaos into the Xyler's symmetry. On the deck, Malik shouted over static. Their synchronization's weakening. Good, Rhea said. Then let's make them bleed. For 15 minutes, the void became fire. Ships collided, exploded, burned. The Resolute's hull shuddered under impact. Emergency lights bathed the bridge in red. Through the viewport, Rhea saw a swarm of enemy vessels breaking apart, their perfect lines twisting in confusion. Direct hit on their left flank, Malik cried. They're fracturing. Rhea gripped the command rail, every muscle taut. Don't stop. Not until they forget what unity feels like. Another explosion rocked the station, an Allied cruiser vaporized near orbit. The shockwave hammered the Resolute, throwing officers to the floor. Smoke filled the air, sparks rained from broken panels. Aaron yelled, "We've lost engine stabilizers. Reroute through auxiliary conduits." Rhea ordered, forcing calm. "We're not done yet." She turned to Malik, voice low but burning. "Find me their command vessel. Every hive has a core." He nodded, hands flying over controls. "Working on it, wait." There. The screen zoomed in, a massive crystalline structure at the fleet's center, pulsing with internal light. "That's their heart," he said. Rhea's eyes narrowed. "Then tomorrow, we aim for it." She looked back through the viewport at the scattered battlefield, debris glinting against Hespera's red sun. The first human victory would not be today. But the war had begun, and humanity had drawn blood. "Signal all ships," she ordered softly. "Regroup. Rearm. We fight again at dawn." The wreckage of the first clash still drifted across Hespera's orbit when dawn rose over the planet's crimson horizon. The fleet floated among twisted metal and frozen bodies, the silence of space broken only by the whisper of comm relays and the soft hum of life support systems. Humanity had survived its first contact with the Xyler Dominion, but the cost was brutal: 43 ships destroyed, thousands dead. Admiral Rhea Salas stood on the Resolute's observation deck, staring at the glowing shards of debris spinning against the distant sun. Malik Ivers joined her, holding a datapad streaked with damage reports. His voice was low but controlled. "Engineering says we can restore the reactor within the hour. Hull integrity's holding, but secondary power grids are shot. Casualties are high." Rhea didn't ask how high. The numbers were just ghosts now, souls converted into data lines. The Dominion hasn't moved, she said, nodding toward the holoscreen displaying the enemy formation. They're regrouping. Studying us. They don't need to study, Malik replied bitterly. They learn instantly. We hit them hard, and they adapted in minutes. Then we'll give them something they can't adapt to, Rhea said. She turned to the tactical map, eyes sharp with purpose. They think in perfect unity. So we break the concept of unity itself. He frowned. You want to force chaos on a hive mind? Exactly. She tapped the hollow. A blind jump, directly into their formation. Hit them before their network stabilizes. Every Terran ship attacks from an unpredictable vector. We throw the system into disorder before they synchronize. Malik hesitated. That's suicide for half our fleet. It's survival for the rest, Rhea said quietly. You said it yourself, they learn instantly. So we don't give them time to learn at all. An hour later, Atlas Station was a storm of motion. Technicians reloaded rail guns and torpedo bays, drones welded broken plating, and medics moved through corridors carrying stretchers under flickering lights. In the command hangar, the crew of the Resolute assembled before their admiral. Every face bore exhaustion and fear, yet beneath it flickered something sharper, defiance. Rhea stood before them, her voice steady through the broadcast. Yesterday we bled, but we did not break. The galaxy watches, waiting for the apes from Sol to fall back into silence. I refuse to give them that satisfaction. She paced slowly, every word striking the air like a hammer. We are not machines. We are not hive minds. We are chaos. We are will. And that, soldiers, is something no enemy algorithm can predict. When she finished, the hangar fell into a heavy stillness. Then Malik stepped forward, saluting her. One by one, the others followed. In orbit, the fleet began to align. 92 surviving ships, battered, scarred, defiant. The Resolute took point, its armor gleaming faintly in the red light. Fold coordinates locked, Aaron reported from navigation. Destination set within enemy formation vector, approximately 2 million clicks from their core. Malik's hands hovered over his console. All ships confirm readiness. Rhea watched the enemy through the main viewport, a vast ocean of crystalline geometry, perfectly still, reflecting light like a frozen nebula. Execute jump, she ordered. Reality twisted. The fleet vanished in a flare of light, folding through subspace in a violent surge that tore at stomachs and hull plating alike. Then impact. They emerged inside the Dominion formation. Instant chaos. Human ships appeared in every direction, colliding through enemy ranks. The void exploded in light as Terran cannons fired point-blank into Xylar vessels, shattering them into shimmering shards. The hive formation broke instantly, confusion spreading through their symmetrical order. Direct hit on multiple targets, Malik shouted. Their coordinations dropping, 70% desync. Press the advantage, Rhea barked. Independent assault patterns, no synchronized maneuvers. Terran destroyers darted between enemy vessels like wolves among glass towers. Rail slugs punctured crystalline hulls, scattering refracted light into brilliant rainbows. The void burned with debris and vaporized metal. But the Xylar adapted with terrifying speed. Their ships reshaped mid-battle, folding broken segments back into formation, each piece humming with alien resonance. They returned fire, beams slicing through the dark like surgical blades. A Terran carrier disintegrated under a single sustained hit. Lose the carrier Odin, Malik reported, jaw tight. We're down to 84 ships. The Resolute rocked violently. Sparks burst across the bridge as consoles overloaded. Rhea gripped the command rail. Target nearest resonance cluster. Fire all batteries! The ship's railguns thundered. Tungsten rounds tore into an enemy dreadnought, cracking its crystal shell. The hull shattered in silence, light spilling into space like blood. For a moment, the tide shifted again. Then a deep, rumbling tone rolled through every speaker, a harmonic so powerful it vibrated through the bones. The Xyler were broadcasting. "Admiral," Aaron said, his face pale. "They're communicating through our systems." The voice wasn't sound but thought, slicing through the crew's minds in perfect, icy calm. "You are noise. You are instability. Harmony will consume you." Rhea winced, gripping her temple. "Mute the signal!" "We can't, it's inside our comm lattice," Malik shouted. The psychic resonance pressed harder, a vibration crawling beneath thought itself. Some crew members screamed, others fell silent, blood trickling from their noses. Then, through the static, Malik's voice rose. "Wait! I can trace the source." "Do it!" Rhea ordered. He slammed commands into the console, sweat streaking his brow. "It's not random, they're relaying from a central node. One massive ship near their core formation. If we destroy that, their synchronization collapses." Rhea turned to him. "Distance? 3 million clicks. We'd have to cut straight through their center line." A grin flickered across her face, sharp, almost feral. "Then we cut through." The Resolute powered forward, engines screaming. Enemy beams raked across its shields, tearing molten scars along the hull. Inside, fire alarms blared. Atmosphere vented from ruptured corridors. "Shields at 50%! Aaron shouted. "Stay on course!" Rhea barked. Malik stared at her in disbelief. "We won't survive a direct run!" Rhea's eyes never left the viewport. "We'll survive long enough." The massive Xyler node loomed ahead, a crystalline fortress pulsing with radiant energy, its latticework alive with light. "All batteries, focus fire!" Every surviving Terran ship joined in. A storm of kinetic rounds, plasma lances, and missiles hammered the node. Cracks splintered across its surface, releasing beams of fractured light. The Dominion fleet convulsed, formations faltering. Rhea seized the moment. "Full power to the drive! Ram that thing!" Malik's expression hardened. "Aye, Admiral." The Resolute surged forward, every engine burning white-hot. The Xyler tried to realign, but too late. The human flagship slammed into the node. A blinding eruption consumed the void. The explosion rippled through space, tearing ships apart on both sides. For seconds there was only light and silence. When the glare faded, half the Dominion fleet hung dead, drifting. The others spun wildly, their formations collapsing. Then, through the residual static, a voice resonated directly inside Rhea's skull, calm, ancient, and terrible. The silence after battle was worse than the noise. Admiral Rhea Salas woke to the faint hum of emergency lights and the hollow groan of twisted metal. Smoke drifted through the bridge, mingling with the bitter tang of burnt circuitry. Half the crew was gone, the rest lay motionless, weightless in the flicker of red alarms. "Malik," she croaked. Her voice was a ghost in the quiet. A weak cough answered. Malik Ivers floated near a collapsed console, blood matted across his brow. "Still alive," he murmured. "Barely." Rhea unbuckled from her chair, pushing through debris toward him. The Resolute's hull was ruptured, its glass canopy spidered with fractures. Through the cracks, the void stretched endlessly, littered with the wreckage of friend and foe alike. Crystalline shards drifted past like drifting ice. "Status?" she asked. Malik tapped a flickering screen. "Engines offline. Comms down. Life support's running on backup. The fleet's..." He paused, scanning. "Scattered. Most ships aren't responding. Some are still moving, though. Independently." Rhea steadied herself against a bulkhead, eyes narrowing. "Independently?" "Yes. No central command. Each surviving captain's acting on instinct." She exhaled. "That's exactly what we need." Malik frowned. "What do you mean?" Rhea's gaze fixed on the drifting remnants of the Xyler fleet. Without their central node, their formation was chaotic, vessels colliding, energy signatures unstable. The once perfect harmony was shattered. "They can't coordinate anymore," she said. "Their hive mind's fractured. But they're still dangerous. If they rebuild, they'll finish the job." Malik rubbed his temple. And what's left of us won't survive another full assault. Ria's expression hardened. Then we don't give them time to regroup. With what little power remained, Ria activated the emergency beacon, a localized signal, weak but functional. Across the void, damaged Terran ships detected the ping. One by one, they began drifting toward the Resolute. Minutes turned into hours. Eventually, the comm system flickered back to life, voices breaking through the static. Dauntless reporting, hull intact. Artemis here. Minimal weapons. Engines functional. Vanguard requesting orders. Ria's throat tightened at the sound of human voices still answering. No orders, she said into the open channel. We're done fighting like machines. The Xyler can predict coordination. What they can't predict is us. Ma'am? Came the puzzled reply from the dauntless captain. She spoke slowly, deliberately. You fight how you can. Any way that works. I'm not giving commands, I'm giving permission. Hit them wherever you see an opening. Be unpredictable. Be human. A long silence followed. Then, one by one, captains answered back. Understood. Copy that, Admiral. Let's finish this. The scattered Terran fleet moved like a storm. No formation, no signal synchronization, no shared command. Frigates darted through debris fields, using shattered Dominion hulls as cover. Carriers launched improvised drones rigged with unstable plasma cores. Destroyers shut down transponders, appearing and disappearing between wrecks like phantoms. Every captain fought differently, some with precision, others with raw fury, but together they created something even the Dominion's perfect logic couldn't process: chaos. On the Resolute, Malik worked beside Ria to reroute limited power into weapons. We've got railguns on auxiliary and a single torpedo launcher still functional. Then that's all we need, she said. Through the cracked viewport, a massive Xyler dreadnought loomed, its structure flickering erratically, struggling to maintain cohesion. Ria pointed. Target that one. The Resolute fired its last torpedo. It struck dead center. The crystalline hull imploded, scattering a halo of debris that glittered in the starlight like shattered glass. Malik grinned weakly. Still hits hard. Humanity builds ugly things that refuse to die, she said with a faint smirk. Across the field, the tide turned. Xyler ships began firing at one another, confused by broken signals. Others drifted aimlessly, pulsing with erratic energy. Without synchronization, they were blind predators tearing at shadows. Captain Danier of the Artemis transmitted through the cracked channel. Admiral, they're falling apart. They don't know what they're shooting at. Ria replied. Good. Keep it that way. But victory wasn't without cost. Dozens of human ships were already breaking apart. Reactor cores overloaded. Some crews rammed directly into the enemy to make sure their deaths counted for something. Vanguard reports heavy damage, Malik said quietly. They're evacuating to escape pods. Ria's voice was firm. Every sacrifice buys us time. No one dies for nothing today. He hesitated. There's still one strong signal, the largest Xyler vessel. Power readings off the scale. Must be the Primarch's core ship. Ria felt a chill crawl up her spine. Vakar. Malik met her eyes. If it's still active, this isn't over. Then we end it now. The Resolute limped forward, thrusters sputtering. Around them, fragments of the Dominion fleet glowed like dying embers. Ria patched through to the remaining ships. This is Salas. Focus everything you have on that core ship. We take the head, the body dies. Copy that, Admiral. Terran ships converged, their paths wild and unpredictable. Plasma bolts, rail slugs, and missiles streaked through the void, striking the colossal crystalline structure at its heart. The hull flared in blinding light as the Xyler's energy shields buckled. Then the voice came again, stronger, colder. You persist. You spread your infection. We will end this anomaly. Ria steadied herself, teeth clenched. You tried. You failed. You are chaos. Chaos cannot build, only destroy. She looked at the cracked metal around her, the dying lights, the blood on Malik's face. Maybe. But we destroy what tries to erase us. She turned to Malik. Get me targeting control. Admiral, our systems are fried. We can't fire again. Then we'll do it manually. Outside, the Resolute's engines flared one last time. The ship's battered hull tilted toward the Primarch's vessel. Malik's voice trembled. You're not seriously. I am, she said, eyes locked on the monstrous crystalline core ahead. This is the only way. He drew a slow breath. Then I'll steer. No, she said softly. You'll get the survivors out. I'm not leaving. They held each other's gaze, words unspoken between them. Respect, loyalty, the kind forged only in the fire of command. Finally, he nodded once. Then we finish it together. Rhea gave a faint smile. Together, then. The Resolute charged forward, engines screaming as power rerouted from every system. The bridge lights dimmed to black. Outside, the Primarch's ship pulsed brighter, charging a counterstrike. Rhea's voice echoed through the open channel. To all Terran ships, this is Admiral Salas. The Dominion came for silence. We answer with fire. The Resolute slammed into the crystalline core. A blinding flash consumed everything. When the light faded, the battlefield was still. The Xylar fleet was gone, reduced to drifting fragments. The core ship had shattered completely, its energy scattering in fading auroras. Hours later, rescue crews from surviving Terran vessels found the Resolute's blackened hull. Inside, only fragments of the bridge remained, fused with molten steel. The last recorded log still played on loop through static.